That don't tell me nothing. So I'm in high school and our academic team just qualified for this big state competition. We had to wake up at like 6 a.m. for this award ceremony breakfast at some fancy hotel downtown. I'm not a morning person at all, but I was pretty excited because we'd been working our butts off all year and finally made it to state level. We walk into this huge conference room with like 20 round tables. Each table seats about 8 people, and they mix up the schools so you're sitting with kids from all over the state. Our team gets assigned to table 12 with this other school we'd never heard of. There's 4 of us and 4 of them, plus their coach who's this middle-aged guy in a wrinkled polo shirt. So we're all making small talk, waiting for them to start serving breakfast. The other team seems nice enough, just normal high school kids, but their coach has this attitude like he's better than everyone else. He starts asking us where we're from. My teammate Sarah says we're from Opelika. The coach and his kids just stare at us like we said we were from Mars. One of their kids goes, "Where's that at? I've never heard of it." Sarah tries to explain, but you can tell they're still confused. They're all looking at each other like we made up our own town or something. So I jump in and say, "Do you guys know Auburn University? You know, where the Tigers play football?" The coach nods, so I continue. "Well, we're from the city right next to Auburn, like literally right next door. Our schools are maybe 10 minutes apart, and this coach, this grown man who's supposed to be teaching kids, looks me dead in the eye and says, 'That don't tell me nothing. That don't tell me nothing.'" I just sat there for a second processing what he just said. My teammates are looking at each other trying not to laugh because they know I'm about to do something. See, I've always been a smartass. Like since I could talk, I've had this problem where I can't let stupid comments slide. My mom calls it my mouth getting me in trouble. So I lean back in my chair, put on my biggest fake smile, and go, "Oh well, where are y'all from then?" The coach perks up, probably thinking he's about to show us up or something. He starts going into this long explanation about how they're from up in the mountains, near this river, and there's this old mill, and you take highway this and turn at that landmark. He's going on and on, using his hands to draw invisible maps in the air. His kids are nodding along like this makes perfect sense. One of my teammates, Jake, leans over to Sarah and whispers, "Here it comes. They know me too well." The coach finishes his little geography lesson and sits back in his chair looking all proud of himself, like he just gave us the most detailed directions in the history of mankind. I let the silence hang for a few seconds. Then I lean forward so my chair comes back down to the floor with a little thunk. I look him straight in the eye and say, "Well, that don't tell me nothing." The entire table went dead silent. You could hear conversations from other tables, but our little corner was like a library. The coach's face went from normal to bright red in about 2 seconds. His mouth opened and closed like a fish. His own students were trying not to crack up. Sarah kicked me under the table, but I could tell she was trying not to laugh too. The coach just sat there for the rest of breakfast, barely saying a word. Every time someone from our school talked, he'd get this sour look on his face. When they finally started the award ceremony, I felt pretty satisfied with myself. Sometimes you just gotta give people a taste of their own medicine. Plus, our team ended up placing 3rd in the whole state, so joke's on him anyway.